Okay, 8.5 part 2. Welcome to complex fractions. They're not as complex as you might think. So what we're going to do is rather than write 1/3 over 2/7, this means the same thing as 1/3 divided by 2/7. And that is the same thing where we copy the first one, dot, to turn into multiplication, and flip the second fraction. So we've got, and then we can't reduce anything, so our final answer, multiply the top across and we get 7, the bottom across and we get 6. So our answer is 7/6. That's the same idea, just more complicated. But with a super cool 3-part box, you too can do complex fractions and it's no big deal. All right, so take a look at this one. All right. So we are going to set up 3 boxes. Once you set up your 3 boxes, you will say, oh, this is so easy. So it's just a little bit of a reminder. So we can do this. So we've got fraction 1 is going to go in this box. Fraction 2 is going to go in this box. And then fraction 3 is going to go in this box. Okay, but you only have 2 fractions. That's okay. All right, so the top fraction, here's my top, that's going to go right here. So we have 3/4 plus 1/6. All right, please don't shortcut any of these steps because if you put it in a box, you are just fine. So this is 3/4 plus 1/6, and that is the same thing as the fraction bar is divided by. So we're going to put this in the other box. So we have 2/7 plus 1/3. Right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get a common denominator for the first fraction. So the LCD here is going to be 12, so I multiply by what's missing, so 3/3, 2/2. So the 3-box system just gives you plenty of room to work, and so it makes sense. So we've got 9/12 plus 2/12. So now that we have the same name, we keep that name and add the top, so we get 11/12. All right, so we keep that there. And then for this other one, we are going to do, the LCD is 21. So we're going to multiply the left one by 3/3 and the right one by 7/7. So we have 6/21 plus 7/21. So we keep the same name and we get 13. Okay, so now we have 13, 11/12 divided by 13/21. All right, so in fraction 3, I'm going to rewrite 11/12. And instead of dividing by 13/21, I'm going to flip it and multiply. So 11/12 multiplied by 21/13. All right, so fraction 1, we simplify the box 1, we simplify the first fraction. And then box 2, we simplify the second fraction. And then box 3, we actually do the division and we flip and multiply. Right. And then let's see, anything I could reduce? Well, 12 and 21 have a common factor of 3 in there. So we can reduce this to 4 and reduce this to 7, and then we can multiply straight across. So I get 77 over 52. And that is my final answer. So, not a big deal. And then for this one, let's see, example 2. Read through that, see what you could do. Okay, so we have 1 divided by this. So if we used our fraction box, in the first set, fraction 1 is just 1. So we're going to leave that there. And that's being divided by 1/p plus 1/q. Right, so our common denominator This one is PQ. So I multiply this one by what's missing, which is the Q. Multiply this one by the P. So then we have Q over QP plus P over QP. Right, so I keep the same name, QP, and I add the top. So those are like terms, so I have Q plus P. Right, and that's 1 divided by that. So in fraction 3, box 3, I have 1 multiplied by, and I'm going to flip that. So 1 over QP over Q plus P, which 1 times anything is just anything. So our final answer is QP over Q plus P. And that is it. Okay. Not so bad. And then we simplified the fraction. All right, so if you want to try this all by your lonesome, and it says you try. So pause it, try it, fast forward for the actual answer. If you don't get the answer, then rewind and watch it. All right, hopefully you're pausing it now. But for fraction 1, we're going to put the first fraction. So we have 7 over x plus 1. No, JK. We have 3x over 7 plus x plus 1 over 7. So we'll keep the same name, add the like terms on top, so this would be 4x plus 1. And then in fraction 2, x plus 1 over x plus 2 plus 4 over x plus 2. So I keep the same name and combine like terms. So that would be x plus 5. And that's being divided by. So the next one, okay, so for fraction 3, I'm going to copy my first fraction. So I have 4x plus 1 over 7. And then flip the second one. So the second one flipped, x plus 2 is now the numerator over x plus 5. And is there anything to reduce? Nope, so I just squish it all together. So my final answer is going to be 4x plus 1 times x plus 2 divided by 7 times x plus 5. I can't cross anything out because I don't have any common factors, so that's the final answer. Okay, this is example 3. If you can do example 3 all by yourself, go for it, pause it, try it. If you're kind of stuck, let's set up the fraction boxes, and then after that, pause it and see what you can do. So fraction 1 is kind of a freebie because it's all simplified for you. And then fraction 2 is 1 over x plus 4 plus 2 over x. So pause it, see what you can do. Hopefully you get the same answer I do, so pause it right now. All right, so our LCD right here, our LCD is going to be x times x plus 4. I can't turn x into x plus 4 because I have to multiply by to get the common denominator. So I multiply this one top and bottom by what's missing, which is x over x. This one on the left I multiply by x, or on the right, x plus 4 over x plus 4. Right, so let's see. I have x times x times x plus 4, since x times 1 is 1. And then don't forget to distribute the 2. So that would be 2x plus 8 over x times x plus 4. Right? So I'll leave that for right now. So fraction 1, I keep that, but make sure you're dividing. So you copy the first fraction, and then you're going to multiply, so you're going to flip it. So the numerator of x times x plus 4 is now on top. And then to combine like terms, x plus 2x is 3x plus 8. And then does anything reduce? Any ones? Good, the x plus 4 is reduced. and then I squish together my final answer. So I have 5x over 3x plus 8, and I can't reduce anything else. So that is my answer. So if you did that all by yourself, good job. All right, here's another one that you could do all by yourself, except we need to factor this to see if there's any common factors. So that factors into x minus 2 and x plus 1. So go ahead and set up the boxes. If you can do this all by yourself, you're good to go. If not, set up the boxes with me and then try it. Okay, so our first box is going to be, is going to be 2 over x plus 1 plus 3 over x plus minus 2. And so to get a common denominator there, I can't turn x plus 1 into x minus 2 and vice versa, so my LCD is what? Good, both of them. Good job. All right, so I multiply by what's missing. So what's missing over here is an x minus 2. What's missing over here is an x plus 1. And sometimes parentheses help because that helps you remember to distribute. So right here it's going to be 2x minus 4 over my LCD, which I'm just going to write LCD right now, plus my LCD, and then distribute the 3, so I get 3x plus 3, combine like terms, so I have 5x minus 1, and then at this point I want to write the LCD, which is x minus 2 times x plus 1. Alright, so that's my first fraction. My second fraction is going to be, let's see, so I'm going to rewrite this. This is fraction 2. We've got x over x plus 1 plus 1 over x minus 2 times x plus 1. Okay. And then, so what is the LCD? Good, yep, it's x minus 2 times x plus 1. So the only one we need to multiply by is this one, so I get x minus 2 over x minus 2. So that would be x squared minus 2x over the LCD plus 1 over the LCD. So I'm going to be dividing by x squared minus 2x plus 1 over the LCD of x minus 2 and x plus 1. Okay. All right, so for now, when I do fraction 3, my box 3, I'm going to copy the first one, turn this into a multiplication problem. So that's going to be multiplication, and then flip this one. So I have x minus 2 times x plus 1. And then does x squared minus 2x plus 1 factor? Yes, it does. What does it factor to? Good. X minus 1 times x minus 1. All right. Not sure if that helps, but it could. All right, so anything to search and destroy before I squish together what I have? Yes, these both reduce with those. And then can I cancel an x minus 1 with the x minus 1 up here? No, because that's a 5x minus 1. So then I just squish together what I have. So I have 5x minus 1 on top over x minus 1 times x minus 1, or x minus 1 quantity squared. All right, so if you did that all by yourself, good. All right, you try this one. The first fraction's already done for you. So let's see, I'll move this up here. First fraction's already done. So if you need the boxes and then you can do it, great. If not, pause it and do it right now. There's the first fraction. Fraction 2 is this one, 1 over 3x plus 2 over x plus 1. And then what is the LCD for this one? Let's see, 3x, because I can't turn x into x plus 1. times the other one, so x plus 1. So now multiply top and bottom by what's missing. So what's missing over here is x plus 1 over x plus 1. What's missing over here is 3x. Okay. Distribute the 1, which 1 times anything is just that anything. So we've got x plus 1 over 3x times x plus 1 plus, and then 2 times 3x is 6x over 3x times x plus 1. Okay. So now we are going to keep the same name. So we have 3x times x plus 1, and then combine like terms, so we have 7x plus 1. Okay. All right, so that is the first one. I'll just keep this right here. And then that is going to be divided by our first fraction. 2x, x plus 1. Okay. So if you got all the way there, good job. And then fraction 3, we're going to keep the first one. Change the division into multiplication, so we're going to flip it. So 3x times x plus 1 is now the numerator, and 7x plus 1 is the denominator. Can anything cancel? Anything at all? Good. The x plus 1s can reduce, and then I squish together what I have. So you can either leave the top as 2x times 3x, but normally we multiply that together and get 6x squared over 7x plus 1. If you did that all by yourself, you are really good. Good job. All right, so here is the guided practice. This is 1 through 10, so a lot of it's review. So if you can do all of this, you're in good shape for the test so far. We just have one more section and then the test. So a little bit of built-in review for you. And then the other 3 guided practice is from the book. All right, so it might help if you change this into 3 over 1 and 4 over 1 to get a common denominator. But there's your guided practice. Right? Leave that so you can pause it and work on that. All right, have a good night.